Texas, the state of Texas, a very enlightened governor. The very state of Texas has the significant highest number of wind and solar facilities, I think, of any state in the nation. And it's cheaper than fossil fuel. He wants to shut them down. Isn't that enlightened? More than $1.5 trillion. Let me say it again. $1.5 trillion in private investment in American manufacturing. May God bless you all. May God protect our troops. Thank you. Tammy Baldwin, you're the best, kid. You're the absolute best. If I had another 10 of you, we could rule the world. My wife Jill and I are going to travel to Hawaii as soon as we can. That's what I've been talking to the governor about. I don't want to get in the way. I've been to too many disaster areas. But I want to go, make sure we got everything they need. The Financial Times and the Wall Street Journal started calling my plan not initially as a compliment to Bidenomics. But guess what, folks? They're talking about it differently now. It's working. It's working. I'm serious. In case you haven't noticed, inflation is down too and it's going lower. You can see how Ron Johnson's rationale and mega rationale worked out. My wife called me one day and says, "Did you read the paper today?" And I was up campaigning for a guy named Pat Leahy in Vermont. I said, "No, honey, I didn't see the Wilmington paper." He said, "Headline, above the fold." Only a politician's wife would say that. Biden, poorest man in Congress. Is that true? Like I was cheating on her or something. But I was. And I couldn't afford a house in Washington, and I couldn't afford a house in Delaware. If I sold my house in Delaware, I'd lose the election. So I started a commute. It's only 300 miles a day. But it still takes me an average of 4 hours beginning to end. And so what happened was when you travel as vice president on Air Force planes, they keep a precise number of miles you travel. And I guess it was in my 7th year or 6th year as vice president, there was a headline in the New York paper saying, Biden travels almost 1,200,000 miles on Air Force planes, 1,200,000 or whatever. I'm getting on the train one day. The Secret Service are the best in the world. They don't like me traveling the train because there are too many opportunities for people to do bad things on trains. And so I'm getting on a train to go home and see my mom, who was sick and in hospice at my home. And this guy, I won't mention his name because I will get him in trouble, but one of the senior guys in Amtrak who I rode with all the time comes up and goes, "Joey, baby," grabs my cheek. Swear to God, I thought they were going to shoot him. And I said, no. I said, "What's the matter, Angie?" He said, I read this thing about over 1 million miles on Air Force planes. He said, "Hell, you know how many miles you travel on Amtrak?" I said, "No, Angie, I don't know." He said, "We just had a retirement dinner up in Newark." He said, "You travel average 117 days a year, round trip, 300 miles a day. 36 years, that's 1,285,000 miles. I don't want to hear any more about the Air Force." True story. I swear to God. I'm getting off point here. But anyway.